Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today I need to make a sympathy piece for a funeral. This is we actually just call it a chunky wood cross. You can see it's kind of a chunky wood cross. It is actually what can I even say? It has been distressed. It's been painted like a turquoise color and then distressed, and it has a really pretty metal piece on the front. My customer has asked that I add fresh florals to this arrangement, to this cross, and so that's exactly what we're going to do. Now let me show you how I'm going to do that without having to put this in a container and then put floral foam all the way around it. I have taken a piece of, this is a wax paper that we use to we wrap pots of plants in. And so I've just taken just a small piece of fresh floral foam. It has been soaked, and I have wrapped it with this foil. I'm kind of wrapping it just like I would a present. I kind of fold the edges down and wrap it just as if I am wrapping a gift. And then what I'm going to do, this foil paper is going to hold the moisture into the foam, and it's going to keep the water from seeping out. I'm going to take this foam and I am going to tape it to the side of this cross, just like this. So I'm going to use a piece of waterproof tape, and I'm going to come around the side of that foam, and I'm going to tape it just all the way around this cross, just right down here at the base. And I'm going to go around a couple of times just to make sure that it's in place. It's not going to come loose. Okay, so that's in place. It's not going to come off. Next, what I'm going to do to camouflage this, this foil and to kind of cover up my tape, I am just coming around that foil and my tape with a little bit of Spanish moss. That's just going to help us keep that foil from showing and cover up that tape, okay? So it just kind of looks like just a natural looking little place. Now the one thing about Spanish moss is it's messy. So when you work with it, be sure that it's a space where it doesn't matter if it gets too messy. Okay, so our foam is in place. I've added some Spanish moss. Next, what I'm going to do is I've got several blooms here. I'm going to use some sunflowers, some pretty yellow sunflowers. I've got some orange spray roses. We've got blue thistle, which is really pretty. I love that pretty blue color. This is Crispidia or Billy Balls. Solidago, yellow solidago as a filler flower. Mini green hydrangeas. And then some eucalyptus and some myrtle. I'm going to start out with my blooms first. And let me show you how this is going to work, because I know you're probably thinking, well, how in the world will those flowers pierce that wax paper or that wax foil paper? So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to prep this flower. I'm going to remove the greenery from the bloom. I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to go ahead and poke a hole in that foil paper, just right there in the top. I'm going to cut my flower at an angle, and I'm going to dip it in a solution called Quick Dip. I'm going to count to roughly 7, and then I'm going to stick it right down into that hole that I just made. Okay, so I just tucked that hydrangea right down into that hole that I just made in that foil paper. I'm going to make my next little slit. I'm going to cut that flower at an angle. I'm going to dip it. And then I'm going to tuck it right down into the hole that I just made in that foil paper. So I've just tucked that second little hydrangea. Next, I'm going to come in think I'm gonna come in with my sunflowers. I'm gonna tuck one kind of low and then one a little higher. So I'm gonna kind of figure out exactly where I want it. With this, you have to think a little harder because I don't usually have to make an incision in my paper or in any of my arrangements to insert a flower, but because this is a little different, you have to kind of think. Let's see. Okay, there's a sunflower there. My next sunflower, I think I'm gonna tuck it kind of here in this arrangement. So I'm gonna cut it a little longer and put my hole in the top of that foil. And just tuck that sweet little sunflower right down in there, just like that. Our next flower, let's come in with our orange spray roses. So I think I may tuck one deep right in there. As long as I continue to make my incisions or my little holes in the top of this arrangement, I am not going to have any issues with this foil holding the water. So it's going to keep that foam fresh. It'll keep it filled with water, and my flowers are going to last longer. So I tucked that one kind of up high in the back. Let's see. We've got a little solidago, so I'm going to put a few stems of this solidago in. Now the one thing you have to be careful with is we don't want it to be too heavy over here on the side. So you kind of have to be a little careful. You don't want to get it too heavy, and it easily could get too heavy. The next one I'm going to put kind of higher in the back here. Okay. I'm going to turn it around and look at it real quick. Oh yeah, I think it's looking pretty. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of greenery. I've got this pretty blue thistle. Let's tuck a little bit of it in there. Okay. Next, we're going to come in with a little bit of this eucalyptus. I do want a little bit of the eucalyptus to come here in the front to help me hide some of this foam. So I'm going to take, I'm going to take some. It's going to definitely have to have a knife. No, it just right in. I love that eucalyptus. It just kind of gives us an airy look. And so you can see I'm kind of just working it. And I'm just tucking a little bit back here in the back too. Okay, next what I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit of this myrtle and I'm adding it to the back there. I just want to make sure that it's pretty in the back too. And I'm going to take a little bit and tuck it here in the front where I'm just kind of filling up some of this space. Now another thing that I could do is I could add some ribbon right here in this space here so that it kind of fills up some of that where that moss is. It doesn't look quite as plain with the moss. But this is for a man's funeral, so I think it's completely okay. Last, what I'm going to do is add a few stems of Crispidia, which I just love because it's so whimsical and pretty. So I'm going to take these stems, and I'm going to leave them kind of long. And I am just going to tuck them down in there. You kind of have to work with it a little bit. It's a little harder than normal because that foil paper, I've gotten it full, and so it's harder to get the stem in. There we go. All right, and there we have it. I'm gonna move him over just a little bit. There we go. All right, and there we have our cross arrangement. Now the gift obviously is really the cross with just an added touch of fresh florals. I think it's really such a nice gift and such an easy add-on to an arrangement. Or to a gift, it's an easy add-on to add flowers. So this is a simple way to add flowers to a pretty cross. If you have any questions about how we did this or how we make any of our arrangements here at the flower shop, please don't hesitate to ask that down below in the comments. If you like this video, do us a favor and please subscribe to our channel. There is a little bell down below. If you'll click on that little bell, it will give you notifications when we have a new video. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and we will see you all real soon. Thank you.
Miss Maggie's here to pick up her silks. Do you know when that ticket is?